Pero bago tayo magpatuloy ay pakilike ang ating video. Ganon din ang subscribe button, pati na rin ang bell icon para lagi kayong updated sa mga parating ko pang mga uploads.
Napapangiti si Drake sa bawat pagngiti ni Ava. She was a sight to behold. Kausap ito ang kanilang mga inatang kanyang ate. Ito naghahanda ng mesa na umuwi galing ng States. They were having a small family gathering. Ilang saglit pa'y magkakaharap na sila sa bilog na mesa. "So, how is it going, Ava?" Tanong ng ate ni Drake. "I'm doing good, Ate Faye," sagot ni Ava at saglit tumingin sa kanya. "Inaalagaan ka bang mabuti ng asawa mo, ha, Iha?" Tanong naman ng kanyang mama. It was his turn to look at her. She also looked at him. Tila may hinihintay itong gawin siya. He groaned inwardly when she realized what it was. Inihintay ni Avang tapakan niyang paa nito. He smiled at her instead. "Inaalagaan po ako mabuti ni Drake." She smiled back at him at tila tumigil sa pag-inog ang mundo ni Drake. In fact, he's always there. Masyado nag-aalala. Pagkatapos kumain, niyaya niyang maglakad-lakad si Ava. Halos 5 buwan na ang siya ng asawa ngunit hindi pa yun gaanong malaki. Maliit magbuntis si Ava. She looked pretty amazing too. Pregnancy really suited her. He laced his fingers with hers. Natigilan si Ava at napatitig sa magkadaop ng mga kamay nila. Inilibot naman ni Drake ang paningin sa paligid, pretending not to notice the puzzlement on her face. "Baby, what do you want our child to be?" Tanong ni Drake sa asawa kapag kuwan. Nanlalaki ang mga matang napatitig sa kanya si Ava. Tila ba tinubuan ng mga pangit at sungay si Drake? It must be the term of endearment he used. He smiled and repeated the question. Tila naman nahamig na nito ang sarili. "Kahit ano, babae man o lalaki, mamahalin ko siya. Ikaw, ano bang gusto mo?" "Sana babae, para kasing ganda mo. Pero ayos lang din sa akin kahit ano. Alam ko namang aalagaan at mamahalin mo siya." He saw a strange emotion in her eyes. Something like sadness. He touched her face. She trembled beneath his touch. Dahan-dahan ibinaba ni Drake ang kanyang kamay. "Ava, are you afraid of me?" he asked softly. Umiling ang asawa. "I never feared you, not once." Tila balsamang humaplos sa puso ni Drake ang sinabi ni Ava. His hope soared. Her voice, which was filled with sincerity and love, gave him a reason to hope that she might still be in love with him. Biglang umihip ang malakas na hangin. Agad na niyakap niya si Ava. Yung uri ng yakap na nagpaparating ng lahat ng kanyang nararamdaman para sa asawa. Hindi pa sigurado si Drake kung mahal talaga niya si Ava, but surely he was on his way. Ipinato ni Drake ang kanyang baba sa ibabaw ng ulo ng asawa. He could feel her shaking and he knew she was crying. He would never exchange this moment for anything in this world. Hindi alam ni Ava kung nararamdaman ni Drake ang kanyang pagluha. She was crying but it was because she was happy. Noon pa, pangarap na ni Ava na pahalagahan siya ni Drake at ngayon nararanasan niya iyon kahit pa nga dahil lang yun sa anak nila. Masaya na rin siya kahit papaano. She would die happily. Lilisanin niyang mundong ibabaw na walang pangamba. Sigurado si Avang mamahalin at aalagaan ni Drake ang kanyang anak. "Thank you, Drake. I love you." Sumagitsit ang mga gulong ng sasakyan ni Drake sa tindi ng impact ng kanyang pagpreno. Kung hindi siya nakasuot ng seatbelt, malamang sumubsob na siya sa dashboard. Meron siyang business deal sa isang restaurant sa Buena Vista. Palabas na sila ng kanyang kliyente roon nang hindi sinasadyang nakita niya si Dr. Estanislao, ang OB-GYN ni Ava. Papasok naman sa naturang establishmento ang doktora. Kinamusta sa kanya ni Dr. Estanislao si Ava. Tila hindi natural ang pagkakatanong nito kaya ipinasya ni Drake na magpaiwan at kausapin ng doktora. Tila bombang sumabog sa harap ni Drake ang sinabi ng doktora. Her life is in danger, subalit mapilit siya. She doesn't want to give up her child. May komplikasyon daw ang pagbubuntis ni Ava dahil mahina ang puso ng asawa. She had heart disease. They had to take out the child or else she would die. Nang hina sa Drake sa nalaman. "Wala po bang ibang paraan, Dok?" Marahang umiling ito. "Milagro na lamang ang maaaring makapagsalba sa buhay na mag-ina mo. 30% lamang ang kasiguruhan na mabubuhay siya. Kailangan mong umaili ng isa sa kanila." He drove home like a madman. Halos paliparin ni Drake ang kanyang sasakyan. "Why did you do that?" She did not even consult him. Dali-daling tumakbo papasok ng kabahayan si Drake. Sa pagmamadali, muntik na siyang mabangga si Yaya Andeng. Tinakbo niya ang sarili nilang mag-asawa ngunit wala si Ava roon. He had an idea where she was. Binuksan ni Drake ang kanugnog na pinto. they had converted it into a nursery. Natigil siya sa akmang magpasok na marinig ang tinig ng kanyang asawa. And you know what, baby? Your daddy is very handsome. The most handsome man I've ever seen in my entire life. He is like a prince. Bumungis niya si Ava. I am not being biased, baby. I'm just telling the truth. Sumilip si Drake at nakita nakahiga si Ava sa kama habang hinihimas ang tiyan. Ang swerte ko nga anak eh, kasi ako ang pinakasalan ng daddy mo. He's thoughtful, kind, and caring. Sumilay sa mga labi ni Ava ang isang napakagandang ngiti. Your daddy loves you, baby, and I love you too. He fought the urge to run to her. I love you, Dad, the first time I saw him. Oo, anak, na first love at first sight ng mommy mo. Unang beses na nakita ko siya, alam ko na agad sa sarili kong mahal ko na siya. She was misty-eyed. Maswerte ako kahit hindi ako mahal ng daddy mo at wala akong pagsisisihan sa loob ng 8 taon na minahal ko siya at tanong wala akong pagsisisihan na pinili kong ipagpatuloy ka. Mahal na mahal kita anak, kayo ng daddy mo. Hindi ako natatakot mawala because I'm sure daddy will take care of you. Parang sasabog ang puso ni Drake sa tindi ng emosyon. Nahiya siyang bigla sa kanyang sarili. Ang sama-sama niya. Gusto niyang lapitan si Ava at yakapin to reassure her that he cared for her, that he had fallen in love with her. Alam mo ba ang pangarap ni mommy, baby? I dream of your dad's smile every day. Sana mapangiti mo ang daddy mo araw-araw. Ang isa pang pangarap ko anak, sana maging masaya ang daddy mo. And when I die, he will be happy because he can now marry the woman of his choice. Hindi ako nag-aalala dahil alam kong pipiliin niyang babaeng magmamahal sa kanya at sa'yo. Pangarap ko rin na mahalin siya at mahalin din niya. She wiped her tears away. I'm happy now. My dream came true. God gave you to us, baby. You just made my wishes came true. He couldn't stand it anymore. Tila nauupos na kandilang napasandal sa dingding si Drake. Kapag guay dumaos siya paupo sa sahig. Nagunahan sa pagpatak ang kanyang mga luha. His heart was breaking. Noon lang niya totoong na-realize kung gaano siya kaswerte. At noon lang din na-realize si Drake kung gaano siya kasama. Bumalik sa kanyang isip ang lahat-lahat ng kanyang ginawa kay Ava. All the pain he had caused her physical, verbal, mental, and most of all the emotional pain. Ang pinakamasakit pa niyon, walang binanggit ng asawa na anuman sa mga yon. Tila walang anuman kay Ava ang lahat. Nang sakit na dinulot ni Drake. Her speak again. If your dad ever loses you, he will surely be devastated. Hindi niya kakayanin. But if he were to lose me, he wouldn't mind it. I cannot afford to see him sad. Ayoko makita palit ang lungkot at sakit sa mga mata niya. You will make him smile every day. Mamamatay akong maligaya knowing that everything will fall into the right place. I love you, baby. I love you and your dad. He couldn't stand it anymore. Tumayo si Drake at tumabas ng bahay. Lumulan siya ng sasakyan at pinaharurot iyon palayo. Gulong-gulong ang isip ni Drake. He was a monster. He did not deserve someone like Ava. Wala siyang karapatan na kahit kaunting pagtingin mula sa asawa. Yet he still loved her. Yes, he had fallen in love with her. Marahil noon pa namang unang beses makita niya si Ava o nung unang beses halikan niya ang kamay nito. Nanlalabong pa ni Drake dahil sa mga luha. Paano niya maitatama ang lahat? Paano pa niya aayusin ang mga nagawang kasalanan? Hindi niya kayang mawala ang kanyang anak, ngunit hindi rin niya kakayaning mawala si Ava. Gulong-gulong isip ni Drake. Tuloy, sa biglang pagliko hindi niya nakontrol ang manubela. Sumalpok siya sa kasalubong na kotse. Then everything went black. Puting kisame ang namulatan ni Dave. He was aching all over, lalo sa parting ulo. He was still alive. Wala siya nararamdamang kakaiba, maliban sa pagkirot ng ulo. Kinapa niya iyon. Nakabandage pa lang kanyang ulo. Tinangka niyang kumilos ng maramdaman ng mainit na bagay na nakapatong sa kanyang kamay. Pagbaling Drake sa kaliwa ay nakita niya si Ava. Her hands were on his. Nakasubsob ang asawa sa gilid ng kama. Inlit si Drake ang mga hibla ng buhok na naligaw sa mukha ni Ava. Then, he slowly traced the contours of her lovely face. Drake, how do you feel? May masakit ba sa'yo? Are you alright? Are you... Tuloy na itong napahagulgol. He slowly brought her to his chest. Stop crying. I'm alright. Believe me, baby. Inipon ni Drake ang lahat ng lakas at marahang iniangat ang asawa. Then, he slowly wiped away her tears. Don't cry. I can't bear the sight of you when you are crying. I'm alright, baby. I was so afraid. I thought I'd lost you forever. She burst into tears again. He used all his might not to cry too. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry if I made you worried. He touched her face. She almost fainted when she learned he had an accident. She hurriedly went to the hospital. Hindi niya alam ang buong detalye, ang sabi lamang sa kanya na aksidente si Drake. Nakahinga lang na maluwag si Ava nang tuyakin sa kanya ng doktor na ligtas ng asawa. Sugat sa ulo at ilang gasgas lamang ang tinamo ni Drake. But despite the doctor's reassurance, she still couldn't help herself from worrying. Hindi niya siguro alam ang gagawin kung may masamang mangyayari sa asawa. She opened her eyes and looked at his face. They just stared at each other for a long moment. Tila ito na may kinakabisa rin ang bawat bahagi ng kanyang mukha. She noticed a strange emotion in his eyes, something like guilt. But why would he feel guilty? There was something else in his eyes but she wasn't sure what it was. She had never seen that emotion in his eyes before. Drake? Shh! He silenced her. Come here, baby. Iginiya siya pahiga sa tabi ng asawa. But Drake, she tried to protest. Be still, Ava. I want to hold you like this. He felt her stiffen. Nayakap siya na mahigpit ni Drake. He never ever held her like this before. Sa mga pangarap lang niya nangyayari ang ganon. Gustong kurutin ni Ava ang sarili para siguraduhin hindi siya nananaginip. But his sun and his warmth made her realize that this was real and not just part of her dream. Tears of happiness fell from her eyes. This was 1,000 times better than all those fantasies she had ever had. Tila sa Drake naman umiyak din. She could feel it from the way he breathed, though she did not really understand why he was crying. Still, she fell into a deep sleep. Ilang minuto nang tulog si Ava, gising pa rin si Drake. He did not want to cry in front of her but he could not stop himself. God, he could hold her forever like this. Natatakot si Drake. He never felt something like this for a woman, not even with Savannah. He thought what he left for Vanna was real. But when she felt for Savannah, nothing compared to what he felt for Ava right now. He was afraid to fall asleep, afraid that she might be gone when he woke up. He kissed her temple as another tear fell from her, even more tightly. He held tightly. Mahal kita, Ava. Maya-maya pa'y ginupo ng pagod at antok si Drake. Then Drake opened his eyes. Agad bumangon siya nang ma-realize na mag-isa na lamang siya sa kama. Ngunit napahiga ulit siya nang sumakit ang kanyang ulo. Nasaan si Ava? Nasagot ang tanong ni Drake nang bumukas ang pinto at pumasok si Ava. She was smiling brightly. His world suddenly lit up, as if a ray of sunshine had entered the room. May bit-bit na paper bag ang asawa. Kasunod nito si Yaya Andeng. Inilapag ng asawa sa side table ang mga bit-bit. Kahit nahihirapan, sinikap ni Drake ang bumangon. Paglapit ni Ava sa kanya, agad na kinabig siya ng asawa at niyakap na mahigpit. Drake? He looked at Yaya Andeng. The old woman's eyes were beaming with happiness. Pinahid ng matanda ang gilid ng mga mata nito. Yaya Andeng was looking at them contentedly. Mauna na ako sa inyong mga anak. Paanan mong matanda. Kumalas si Ava sa pagkakayakap sa kanya. Pero akala ko po ba, Yaya? Kaya mo nang alagaan ang asawa mo. Makakagulo lang ako sa inyo. Ngumiti na makahulugan si Yaya Andeng. Si Yaya talaga? Namumulang sabi ni Ava. Oo nga naman, baby. Makaka-istorbo lang si Yaya sa atin. Pilyo ang kanindatan pa ni Drake si Yaya Andeng na lang nagpamula kay Ava. O siya, sige. Maiwan ko na kayo. Pagkalabas ni Yaya Andeng, agad na inabala ni Ava ang sarili sa paghanda ng pagkain ni Drake. Hindi tumitingin sa kanyang asawa habang ginagawa yon. Nagtimpla ng gatas si Ava at binigay iyon sa kanya. Milk? But I don't drink milk, baby, sabi ni Drake. Kumulat ang noo ni Ava. But you have to. Seryosong sabi nito at inabot ang mug sa kanya. Alright, you win. I am going to drink this. Just don't stare at me like that again. Nagsasayaw pa rin ang mata ni Althea sa katuwaan. Kumulat ang noo ni Ava. You were looking at me as if you were ready to spank me if I did not obey you. No, I wasn't. Yes, you were. He drank the milk. Hindi nilapag ni Jake ang mug hanggat niya ubos ang laman niyon. Pagkatapos silang uminom at ibaba, ang mug ay biglang tumawa si Ava. Si Jake naman napakulot ang noo. May gatas ka sa ibabaw ng bibig mo. Paliwanag ni Ava. Mukha ka tuloy may puting bigote. You look so funny and boyish, just like the first time I saw you. At muli, tumawa ang asawa. She was talking but he did not understand a word she said. Mas na-focus ang atensyon ni Jake sa bawat paggalaw sa bibig ng asawa. Drake, naiintindihan mo ba ako? Untag ni Ava. Nope. Oh, alright. I'm gonna say it Hindi pa natatapos si Drake si Ava sa sinasabi nito. He pulled her on top of him and kissed her senseless. Sinundan ni Ava ang paggalaw ng mga labi ni Drake. They shifted positions. She was now under him. He was unstoppable. She could not even protest. For goodness sake, they were inside the hospital room. Bumaba ang mga labi ni Drake sa kanyang leeg. Drake, we're in the hospital. At hindi ka pagmagaling. He shut her up with a kiss. Who says I'm not well? He sexily asked against her mouth. As a matter of fact, I can make love to my wife the whole day. She gasped at the intensity of his desire. Tila na isang sa ilog si Ava at tuloy-tuloy sa pag-agos. He explored her silly skin. His hands were burning against her flesh. "Kiss me back, baby." And so she did. He pulled her up and she ended up strangling him. She was burning with passion. She was about to explore him when she heard knocks on the door. Tila hindi yun narinig ni Drake. He just continued nipping her shoulder blade. Kinailangan pa niyang itulak pala yung asawa para lang patigilin sa ginagawa. Humihingal lumayo si Ava sa asawa at inayos ang kanyang sarili. Tila si Drake may nagulat din sa intensidad ng lovemaking nila. Ilang araw na, wala na makalabas ng ospital si Drake. Magaling na mga sugat dito sa ulo, gayon din ang mga gasgas sa braso. Natutuwa naman si Ava sa mga nangyayari. A lot of things had changed in their relationship. He had changed in ways she had never imagined, not even in her wildest dreams. He was now a different person. She even saw a strange emotion in his eyes that she couldn't name. Isang araw, pinagluto siya ni Drake. She comfortably sat at the kitchen table, watching him. "Drake, are you sure you know what you're doing?" Naaaliw na tanong ni Ava. Nanlalalim kasing gatlasan ni Drake sa pagkakatitig sa niluluto. Tila nahihiyang bumaling sa kanyang asawa at pilit na ngumiti. "Yeah, just stay put, baby. I've got this." "By all means," she said as her eyes twinkled with gladness. Sinimulang pagsamasamahin ni Drake ang mga rekado. Tila seryosong-seryoso ito sa ginagawa. He looked cute and lovable. "Drake, I can help you a bit," nakangiting sabi ni Ava. Nahihiyang tumingin to sa kanya at napakamot sa ulo. A little help maybe?" Natawa si Ava. Natawa rin si Drake. Tumayo si Ava at tumabi sa asawa. "Let me see that?" Napakunot siya na matitigan ang laman ng kawali. "Drake, what is this?" "Menudo," sagot ito habang napapakamot sa ulo. Halatang naiilang. "Really? It doesn't look like it." She found his expression very amusing and lovable at the same time. Lahat talaga ng mga reaksyon ni Drake hindi nakakaligtas sa paningin ni Ava. "Sorry, baby. Seems like I got the recipe wrong." "You don't really cook, right?" "As a matter of fact, I do." Bigla itong namula sa kahiyan. "We can still save this." "Talaga, baby?" His eyes beamed with happiness. Tila batang binigyan ng candy. "Aha. All you have to do is to sit back and relax." She literally forced him to sit on the chair that she was sitting on a while ago. "But, baby," he tried to protest but she cut him off. "Ako na ang bahala." She started weaving magic in his menudo. Even if she couldn't see him, she was sure he was looking at her. She could feel his stares. Maya-maya pa'y natapasan ni Ava ang pagliligtas sa menudo ni Drake. He set the table. Ilang saglit pa'y magharap na silang kumakain. Nang sumubo si Drake, nakatitig lang si Althea. Hinihintay ang maging reaksyon ng asawa. Ninenervyos si Ava. Naalala kasi niyang panahong ininsulto ni Drake ang kanyang mga luto. He slowly chewed the food. She nervously waited for his response. She almost shouted when he smiled broadly. "This is good," puri ni Drake. "Luto mo yan, no?" She started eating too. "Nope. Yung luto ko, tiyak na hindi natin makakain. You saved my menudo. You're really an angel. Ito na ang pinakamasarap na menudo na tikman ko." He gave her his most beautiful smile ever. Kulang ang sabing tila sumikat ang araw sa harap ni Drake. Her world seemed to stop. She almost heard fireworks. Her chest tightened in controlled emotion. Hindi niya malaman ang gagawin. "Baby, are you really that hungry?" She looked at him and she noticed the laughter in his eyes. She shyly smiled at him. He smiled back at her. Napanlok si Ava at napatitig din sa mga labi ng asawa. She closed her eyes and waited for his kiss. Ang tagal naman, she impatiently said to herself. Nang di pa rin niya malamdaman ang mga labi ni Drake, dahan-dahan niyang iminulat ang isang mata. He was looking at her. Napadilat si Ava ng tuluyan. Malapit na malapit ang mga mukha nila sa isa't isa. She could almost see her reflection in his eyes. "You've got smudges on your lips," ani Drake. He wiped her lips with his thumb finger. "And as much as I want to kiss you, Yaya Andeng and the rest of the tropes are watching." Tama ito, dahil nakita ni Ava sa gilid ng kanyang mga mata si Yaya Andeng at ibang kasambahay na animo mga kilit-kiti na nagsisikuhan at nagbubulungan habang nakasilip sa entrada ng kusina. "Saan ba talaga tayo pupunta, Drake?" tanong ni Ava. They were driving out of Buena Vista. She felt excited and nervous at the same time. She could sense that he was up to something. "I told you, baby. It's a surprise." He concentrated on his driving. Ilang saglit pa, tumigil sila sa isang malawak na lupain. Hindi alam ni Ava kung anong lugar iyon at noon lang din siya nakarating doon. May kahoy na bakod na nakapaligid sa lupain. Hindi niya alam kung gaano kalawak iyon but she guessed it was thousands of hectares. What place is this, Drake? Tanong ni Ava habang tinatanong ang buong lupain. You'll find out soon but for now, may nilabas na pa niyong asawa. What's that for? Nagtatakang tanong ni Ava. I have a surprise for you. He blindfolded her. Hindi ko naman birthday ah. She wore flat sandals that matched her maternity dress. Nararamdaman ni Ava sa kanyang paa at binti ang mga damo. She was excited to see his surprise. Kung ano man yon, sigurado maganda yon. He wouldn't blindfold her if it was not something that would really surprise her. Baby, I am going to remove your blindfold now, but don't open your eyes just yet. Marahang tumango si Althea habang inaalis ni Ava ang takip sa kanyang mga mata. I will count to 3, then you can open your eyes. Alright. Her heart was pumping madly. 1, 2, 3. She gasped when she finally opened her eyes. She must be dreaming a very beautiful dream. Puro ng bulaklak ang paligid. Roses, crimsons, tulips, name it. Naggaganda ang bulaklak na hindi niya kayang palaranan ng iba ni Ava. In the middle of the flowers was her Drake. As if in a trance, she slowly walked towards him. She stopped a few inches away from him. Their eyes did the talking. His eyes were clouded with an emotion that she could not name. This is all yours. This place is all yours. I'm planning to convert it into a villa and name it after you. It will be called Villa Ava. He wrapped her in his arms. Gustong-gusto magsalita ni Ava but could not find the right words to say. Her whole being was clouded with an inexplicable emotion. Mahal kita, Ava? Pahayag ni Drake. She froze. Maybe she was just hallucinating. She heard him say that he loved her because that was what she wanted to hear from him. Mahal na mahal kita, Ava Sullivan. Tears fell down her cheeks. It was the very first time he called her Mrs. Sullivan. Her hallucinations were getting better by the minute. She hugged him tighter than he did. She frantically clutched at his shirt as sobs came. One after the other. Dahan-dahan niyang inilayon ni Drake. He slowly wiped her tears away. She was surprised to see him crying too. Alam ko, hindi ka maniniwala sa akin, but I'm telling you this over and over. Mahal na mahal kita, Ava. I don't know how or when. Maybe it was the first time I kissed your hand, or maybe it was the first time I ever laid my eyes on you. Sincerity was evident in his eyes. Drake erased his hands to stop her from talking. Let me finish first. Marami ka nang ginawa for our marriage to work out. I am not worthy of you. I'm not worthy of your love. May namumuong mga luha sa mga mata ni Drake. Kung kaya ko lang ibalik ang panahon, gagawin ko. Sorry for being such a jerk, for thinking the worst about you. I was blinded by my anger. I'm sorry for thinking you married me because of my money, when all along you married me because you loved me. Shocked by his revelations, dahan-dahang umupo sa isang nakatumbang puno si Ava. Ava, I'm sorry for everything, for all the pain that I've caused you. I swear, pinagsisihan kong lahat ng yon. Her tears fell. They were tears of joy. Mahal siya ni Drake. This was the happiest moment of her life. Nag-angat siya ng paningin kay Drake. Remorse and guilt were written on his face. She slowly walked towards him and sat beside him. She wanted to wipe his tears away and to reassure him that she loved him too, and that she was not angry at him. She raised her hand and touched his face. Kapag umiyak ka, naiiyak din ako. Kapag nalulungkot ka, parang nadudurog ang puso ko. At kapag nakikita kita nasasaktan, dobleng sakit ang nararamdaman ko. She looked straight into his eyes. Mahal kita na higit pa sa buhay ko. Hindi ko rin alam kung bakit eh. Ang alam ko lang, nagising na lang ako isang umaga na mahal kita. I married you because I love you so much. She cupped his face with his hands. Then, she kissed him with all the love that she had for him.